Hey guys, welcome back. Episode number 6 with Bunny Vulture on my Feed the Beast Unstable series. I think today we're going to get into spawners and grinders. Doing something a little bit different with the way I've done those in the past. I think in Unleashed I decided to use soul cages, and in Monster I used MFR grinders and some other autonomous activators, and I think that's what we're going to do here as well. I worked out a pretty cool thing in creative mode on my test world, so I think I got a pretty neat setup going. But I wanted to show you kind of what I've kind of been doing off camera. I've automated and linked in a lot of my stuff that I had kind of just thrown in around the base. I went ahead and made another ME drive, and in that I got some ME the 4K storage cells, and I also got, where is it, in this chest I got a bunch more 4K discs to fill one up, and I've also made a couple 64s because I think these are just kind of an overall better basic storage, and then these are just mass storage. I haven't went ahead and thrown those in there because they, without them actually being used, all they do is drain more power. And I don't have the need. I don't even have some of these 1Ks filled up yet, so I don't really need to do that. And so I do have my quarry still going. As you can see here, it's chunking up some cobblestone. So in order to store all that down below here, I went ahead and built a deep storage unit. In Monster, I had a whole ton of those, if you'll remember, and I might do something along those lines depending upon how long Unstable is going to last. I know they're working on the official 1.7.10 mod packs, and as soon as those come up to date, this one will be going away. So yeah, it kind of depends. I'm not sure if I'll get to that point yet or not. And also, as you'll see here, I got some cable running across the ground into my main distributing storage cell. This is kind of ugly, but again, it's down below, so I don't really, don't really care. This goes into the ground and goes over here, and well, you can't really see it, but it goes in that direction. And what is in that direction, you may ask? Well, if you remember, that is my wood or tree farm. Basic little oak trees that are going about. Oh, looks like I just got one in. And as you'll notice, the lava generators are gone, and the barrels are gone from there. So let's see where I ended up putting those. I moved everything kind of down underneath here. So let me go ahead and put that right there so we don't get disturbed. So right here, you'll notice I got my planter, and I'm using Ender.io for the pipes because it kind of, you can put 2 pipes in one block, and that's kind of a neat thing that I noticed that you can do. So right now I have the harvester, and I get the green pipes here are the item conduits, and the red ones are the energy conduits, and the red ones just transfer about 1,028 1280 RF per tick, which is plenty for what this needs to do. So I got both of those coming. I got the item conduit, so the harvester ejects into the chest, and the item conduit extracts that into its pipes, and then the power provides power. So those route, okay, into here. The item conduit, forces down the apples into that barrel, the saplings into here, and the logs into here. And then I also got, this is more like an overflow sapling, because in the planter, it is full on saplings, and I have what you can do is you can right click on the little plate there, and I just gave this a priority of 5, so that no matter what, and I got an item filter on here to say, all right, saplings going, the oak saplings going here, and the planter should have priority to get the saplings. So if this is full, the rest of the overflow saplings will just head into this barrel. And I got the Java barrel upgrades on here to max out at 640, and as you'll notice here, the logs are getting pretty close to that. And then right below that, I have a Ender.io alloy smelter that is configured to automatically pull from the top there, so it's pulling logs, and it's making charcoal out of it. And I got an octatic upgrade in here, so it can process the charcoal a lot faster. So that's pulling down into here, making charcoal, and then that is sending the charcoal over, well, it's just kind of sending charcoal into this furnace generator, which is powering everything right here. So this furnace generator is powering the planter and the harvester. And then I got since I was just creating so much charcoal and wanting to use up this wood and not have it fill up so fast, I decided to throw another furnace generator down here. And that is throwing into here. And then, as you can see here, let me do that. So this is pretty much maxed out almost constantly. And this little furnace generator is pretty much powering the entire base. It's 320 RF, which is, you see it shut off there for a brief second. That is the green wire that is sending 20,000 RF per tick capability into my base. So yeah, I'm producing just that one little furnace generator, 320, is powering all of my base currently. Which, when you think about what I have right now, that's really all that I need, because I only have just this little ME system, which get my network tool here, is only requiring 40 RF per tick, so not bad. And these machines aren't running currently. If these were going full bore, I know I would definitely need more power, but they're not going constantly. I do have this Stirling generator still plugged in, but as you see here, it's not doing anything. It's got blaze rods in here, but it's not not generating any RF because it does need it. So anyway, there is that, and I think I also got an automation of the stuff I needed for ME. I got tired of just one-clicking things into the inscriber here, so I figured out that you can sort of ugly automate this. There's probably a little bit of a cleaner way to do this, but right now you can insert from the top, insert from the bottom, and then insert from one of the other like front sides or something like that. So I got the transfer node sitting on top for inserting there, and then I also got the power, just a simple vibration chamber on the back, just not to give it power, because that's all it really needs. I don't really need to plug that into any bigger source of power because it doesn't require all that much. And then I got, so it's going in that chest or hopper or transfer node from the top, this one from the bottom, and then this little hopper to throw some stuff in the front, because I'm not like producing like thousands upon these things. And then just a simple little output into this chest. So I've made a bunch of the printed silicon here, and I got some simple redstone in here for just holding stuff on there when I want to make some of that stuff. And then if I go here, if I look at they're probably down here somewhere. I got 107 on the processors, 43 of the calculation, and well, that's probably about it. Yeah, I don't think I really made anything else. I am running low on Certus quartz dust, or just Certus crystals. I'm actually back up to 82. I was down to none, and I only had the 35 here, so I'm glad my quarry has been able to get me some more of those, because I was really running low. After I had built those little 4K discs and the 64s, I really ran pretty low. So let's go ahead and dump that off. But as today, I wanted to get into spawners, and what the spawner system I found out, and a lot of them like the MFR auto spawner and the Ender IO spawner, they both require power and or mob essence, and I really kind of wanted to get back to what I did in Unleashed, and that was using the soul cages. But I don't think there's soul cages, well, at least the soul cages aren't in this pack. Now, that's not to say they're not going to be in another 1.7 pack. If they are, I'll probably use them because they were pretty nice. But I wanted to get something pretty close to that, and the unstable version of that is in Gany's Nether, and I think I told you about this in episode 3, I think 3 or 4. Is you can use these guys, and you basically get a spawner, and you can apply these spawner upgrades to them, and these little upgrade tiers here provide additional slots, and you can make it pretty much how like the soul cage one did. So you can have it run when there's no players nearby and ignore light levels and dimension, which is, these are the two big ones you want for running a regular type spawner. and then run the spawner block when broken, +1 possible spawn. This is good for creating quantity, so we're going to use a lot of these in addition to these upgrade slots here. So I'm going to go ahead and pick out an area and get a little bit of a design going, and I will be right back. Alright guys, I'm back, and I have went ahead and picked out this little area just to the side here of my base. Laid out a octagon pattern with the handy dandy open blocks guide there. And what I'm going to do here, let's see if I can show you here, is get rid of, I don't need that anymore. So I'm going to have, and the reason why I made it this big is because I'm going to have 4 different spawners in here, or at least 4 spawners. I'm not sure if they're going to be all different or if they're going to be maybe 2 and 2 or what it's going to be. But I'm going to have essentially them in different corners. So I'm going to have one there, 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 and there, and then I'm going to have little conveyor belts to send them to a little killing chamber here in the middle. And then I'm going to have just kind of like a basic, maybe a dome. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll probably go with a dome because it doesn't really need to be too big or anything like that. But I want to be able to see what's going on. So I'm going to use some black glass, and to prevent, if I'm going to use skeletons, I don't want them burning up. So yeah, I'm going to get a little more progress here going, and I will be right back. Alright guys, I'm back, and I've made a little progress on the structure for the spawning. I've got the major walls up and everything, and I got the building guide set up there for the dome that's going to be on the top. In here I got the little middle structure for the kill zone down there, and I got the platform set where the spawners are going to be. So I actually ended up pushing out the circumference, or rather the border of the structure out 1 block in all sides, because when I placed the spawners, they were a little too close. They were about right here, and they were a little bit too close together for my taste. So by moving the whole walls out by 1, I was able to put the spawner back to about this location, and that put them out a little bit farther, and I think that'll work out, end up being better. But in the meantime, I realized that before I finish this little roof structure out, that I'm going to need a few other things to actually make the spawners, and one of those are the upgrades for each individual spawner. And what those need, each of the upgrades need what's called a nether core. Let's see here, nether core, there we go. And these are kind of expensive, and that's one of the drawbacks to using this. It is very nice. It's kind of no power, no essence type spawner, but it is very expensive to make. Each of these nether cores requires, one each of these ingredients. And this, you're right, you're seeing this right. It takes a wither skeleton skull. And each spawner, I'm estimating, will take about 10 upgrades. So that's about 10 wither skeleton skulls per, to make these things. So 10 nether cores per spawner. So I'm going to need 40 of these things. So I'm going to need 40 wither skeleton skulls. And that's a lot. So in order to help speed that along, I will use the companion mod that Gany's has. Not Gany's nether, but Gany's end. And there's some cool stuff you can do in that. And one of the things that's in that, I'll show you right here, here's some of the stuff from Gany's end. And one of the items in here is the Ender Scythe. Now this thing is awesome. While the cleaver from Tinker's Construct does have a very high percentage for beheading a mob, the Ender Scythe has a 100% chance to behead the mob. And it's pretty cheap. All you need is some Enderstone rods, and to get that, it's just a couple pieces of Endstone on top of each other, and then simply some Endium. And that comes from smelting raw, or either shapeless crafting some raw Endium, or smelting some raw Endium. So, pretty simple. There's also this Ender Furnace you can make. I thought I was going to make the raw Endium in there, but maybe I was seeing something else. Oh yeah, Ender Furnace. So you can simply just put the raw Endium in the Ender Furnace with some Ender Flowers or any type of other Ender thing, and you get the ignites. You don't have to do anything else with it. So instead of getting 1 as if you were in a
Instead of, just smelting and getting one, you get two in an ender furnace. So that's kind of cool. One of the other things that's really neat is the infinite water source. You just get infinite bucket, which is some ender pearls and some buckets of water, some more ender pearls, and you just put this little guy next to, I don't know, another something that you need infinite water for. It'll connect right up and provide you infinite water. So that's kind of neat. There's also some advanced hoppers, some filtering hoppers, some other decorative blocks, and there's this time manipulator that requires a dragon egg. I have went to the end and killed the ender dragon. I didn't do that on camera simply because I think everyone that's played Minecraft has kind of killed the ender dragon at some point, so it's not really exciting. I mean, it's available in vanilla, so what's the point? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and make a few of these ender size. Now, these have about the durability of stone tools, and you can't modify them that I know of. So I'm going to make a few of these and go to the nether and get me some wither skeletons, and I will be right back. Alright guys, I'm back and I have finished the construction of the spawner room. As you can see here, I still got some aesthetic stuff I want to do to it, but for, all intents and purposes, it is functional. So I went ahead and instead of the black glass, which was going to require a lot of glass in preparation, I just went ahead and decided to use the stone rimmed glass from Chisel. And it kind of matches a little bit, pretty well with the basalt bricks here. So kind of like it. I'm going to put a little bit more nether brick accents in here and see what it looks like. But, we'll go ahead and move on. At the top here is my access portal. This is how I'll get in. I've made some ineffable glass, which, again, that I've used at my base over there. Allows you to walk through it, but not for mobs to go through it. So let's go ahead and go down. And I went ahead and laid down a bunch of conveyor belts. This is about 8 stacks, I think, of conveyor belts and whatnot. So this is going to push all of the blazes that I got, you see right here. That's going to push all of them. I went ahead and went into the nether and found another nether fortress. Grabbed that up with my diamond dolly right here. Brought that guy back. Used my one upgrade in there, which is the nether core. Nether C. Okay. So I used this guy right here, the spawner upgrade. So now it is a tier 0 spawner, which allows it to change from a regular vanilla spawner to an extended spawner that you see there in the tooltip. And that's the first step in getting that so that you can upgrade this thing nicely. So I'm going to go back to the nether and get 3 more of these little guys and bring them back and craft a lot more of those up. I went and grabbed about 34 wither skulls, I think, with one of those ender size, and so I was able to craft up about 20 of the nether cores for upgrade. So that'll get me at least going to initially. So they again, so all these conveyor belts here, drop them down into the kill room, and as you'll see here, these are sewers to collect all the experience and turn that into a nice mob essence. And then these little holes in the wall are familiar of what I did in the Feed the Beast series when I had autonomous activators. And this little hole over here is my access to my tunnel, which is where I'm going to be collecting everything and where I'll be monitoring everything. So I've brought back one autonomous activator right now. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in there with, oops, wrong way. Let's see, where's my little tool here? Turn that around. And there we go. So now I'm going to configure him for first slot, left click, and what are we going to put in there? Well, that's a good question. Now for that kind of space, it's not a single space, so I want something that if one of the mobs gets in there, it's going to attack all in a 3x3 area, and the weapon of choice for that is of course a scythe. So what I've done is I've went ahead and made a manual and scythe head. and a bunch of paper bindings and tough rods. And normally I wouldn't use paper for all of this. I would just use it for some of it. But with the changes made to Tinker's Construct to allow you to put the higher tier storage cells on there, we're going to be able to put a pretty large storage cell to allow this to use RF instead. So as you see, it's got 6 modifiers remaining. So let's go ahead and beef this up, shall we? I'll get a few things and I'll be right back with you. Alright, I'm back, and let's go ahead and construct this little guy. So we have our scythe right here, and the first thing I want to do, because this thing doesn't really, I mean, it's got some durability, it's got 2160, but I want that to be a little bit better. So let's go ahead and put this guy on there. Now, before, in previous releases, like in Feed the Beast Monster, I think the max you could have was like 100,000 or something like that. Check that out. That's right, 50 million RF. Oh yeah, I think so. So, and we got 5 modifiers remaining. Well, let's go ahead and bump that up again, shall we? 6 and 7. Awesome. Now I don't have another star. I'm gonna have to go out and kill a wither and put another star on here as well, so I can have 8 upgrades. Because right now it's only 3 hearts, so that's not the greatest. I definitely want to bump that up. So I'm gonna see what a stack of quartz gets me, and I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, I'm back, and it ended up taking about another whole stack of quartz. I had to go out and get some more nether quartz. So right now it's sitting right at 10 hearts, and I actually got a little bit more quartz I can put on there to maybe boost it up a little bit, but I ran out. So I'll go ahead and throw it up to the 432 limit and finish that out. But as you see, I got 1 modifier remaining. What am I going to put on there? Lapis, because I want some extra what do you call it? Flame rods things. Yeah, blaze rods, that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set up real quick and get to 450 and Fortune 3, because why not? I have an extra modifier, and I still haven't put that nether star on there either. So I could probably feasibly go up to, oh, I don't know, whatever the next thing is, 12 hearts, 13 hearts maybe, something like that. It might be worthwhile just to have a little bit extra kill in there and kill things faster. Maybe, I'm not sure if redstone's worthwhile. Probably not. I don't know what I'm thinking. And you'll notice here I'm not putting in anything and it's charging. That's because I got that little, where is it? Right there. That little mobile charger thing that charges 24 blocks away. That's pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and try this thing out. And as you'll notice, I should have some blazes spawning because it's nighttime, and they're going to follow me and fall down. So let's go ahead and greet them down here, shall we? And there's one thing I need to put in here, and that is something to collect all these wonderful drops, and that is a vacuum chest. So let's go ahead and put you right there, and in here, let's put the scythe. Awesome. Come on, you know you want to come near me. And what I might do is I might put some glass around here, maybe some dark glass or something like that. Oh, I heard something. And that's one of the reasons why I want to put autonomous activators all the way around. That way, if there's a lot of the blazes in there, when they get all kind of jumbled up, they'll all hit each other and kind of, you know, get hit and whatnot. But right now, it's kind of odd and whatnot. But I'll show you how I got this set up here. So I got my essence drum right here. And you'll notice here it's just about full because that's when I had it sitting over at my old base, and I had it, you know, had this kind of set up there with just a single things pushing towards itself. So that's why, you know, it's pretty much full. But down here you'll see I got my sewer set up with the ender fluid conduits, and these are all set to extract out. And I got the little pipe running along the wall right here, and then just up into the barrel. So it's at 232 now. And the reason why I'm using this autonomous activator instead of grinders is using a manual killing gives you so much more essence than the grinder does. The grinder is so inefficient when it comes to that. It barely gives you any essence. You have to just killing tons and tons and tons of mobs. So since I don't have a soul cage that just outflows the sheer flood of mobs going towards a grinder, and also grinder takes power. So using this method with an autonomous activator, I can just throw a scythe in there with some RF and just come back to it every now and then, and it's good to go. And as you see here, I already got 38 blaze rods. That's another thing you can get with using a regular tool. You can put looting on it and have it get tons of blaze rods. And what am I going to do with blaze rods? Well, I can use it for power, which is pretty awesome. So, and then I'll have a full essence drum full of essence, and then I can take that, I can pipe that into an ender tank, and then take that to the nether and spawn wither skeletons. And then with wither skeletons, I can make withers and nether stars. Oh my. So, I think that'll probably wrap this episode up. I'm gonna do some purification of this area, and I'll show you next episode kind of what that looks like, and I'll show you the kind of like the final product with some additional spawners and some full upgrades, and kind of show you the potential of it at the beginning of next episode, to kind of give you a little teaser of to come back and see what it looks like. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate your support. Take you later.